You are not dead. I am not a weird angel. I am a transformer. Quote, Megatron, a small-time crook's life changes when he finds a special gun. Transformers, Volume 1, Issue 13, Shooting Star. Owing money to mobster Jake Lomax, small-time crook Joey Slick flees for his life from the men sent to collect from him or kill him. Tripping over his feet in a gutter, Joey finds his last hope, a discarded pistol in a drainage pipe. Pulling it on the two higher thugs, he pulls the trigger and nothing happens. The two men then mock Joey for finding a gun that is just like him, a complete loser. When they mockingly dare the gun to blast them, it does just that, knocking the two crooks out. Joey flees the scene and hides out in a small barn trying to figure out what to do next. He openly asks the gun what it really is. Suddenly, the gun jumps out of his hand and transforms into Megatron, the former leader of the Decepticons. Megatron explains to Slick that he is from a planet Cybertron who came to Earth and led a campaign to take over the planet until he was disposed as a leader and then defeated in combat by Ratchet. He goes to explain that he was knocked off a cliff, and in order to lessen his fall, he transformed into a gun mode, but the impact damaged his circuitry, disabling his ability to act independently. When Joey confirms that Megatron will only do what he is commanded, Joey begins to get ideas. At home of Jake Lomax, the two thugs report to their boss what happened. Jake is not impressed and orders the men to go back to Joey's place and kill him. Joey, in the meantime, is on his way to his apartment, where he's greeted by his neighbors and his neighborhood children, who all treat him with respect. Inside the apartment, Joey laments over his lot in life until he hears the sound footsteps coming up the stairs. Suspicious, he looks out the windows and sees a bunch of classy cars parked outside and makes a break for the roof. Naturally, it's Lomax's men coming to kill him, and they chase after him. There, Lomax is able to fend them off by ordering Megatron to shoot at them, sending the sprawling long enough to make his escape. Fleeing to the outskirts of town, Joey attempts to get a room in a motel and is turned away because he has a few dollars short. Not wishing to be a penny-pitching loser anymore, he finally crosses his mind to use Megatron as a means of getting what he wants. He then holds up a convenience store, and when the police chase after him, he uses Megatron to blast out a section of a freeway, preventing the police from catching up with him. Over the coming weeks, Joey uses his newfound firepower to commit daring robberies, dubbing him the name Super Shooter in the papers. When the local law enforcement seem incapable of stopping him, they send the National Guard to prevent him from robbing the First National Bank of Portland. This opposition too easily blasted away by Slick. The news of Joey's rise to fame angers Jake Lomax, who demands that his men outside and kill him. Joey Slick, meanwhile, has moved into a condominium downtown and has attracted a group of leeches and carryabouts. Sick of them crowding him, he tells them to leave while he has a heart-to-heart with Megatron. Although Megatron is incapable of providing any advice, Joey makes it up his mind that he is sick of living the rich life. He kicks all the leeches out of his condo and goes to visit the old neighborhood. There he finds the adults all fear him and the children aspire to be big-time mobsters like him. Feeling this isn't right, Joey decides to confront his old demons. Going to Lomax's home, he blasts his way through the mansion defenses and hired thugs to face Jake Lomax one-on-one. Deciding to take on his feared foe in hand-to-hand combat, Joey tosses Megatron aside, causing the gun to fire on its own. Joey manages to take Jake out in one punch, and sick of the lifestyle that he has perpetuated over the past few months, tosses the money that he owes on Jake's Lomax's unconscious body. Megatron, having his logic circuits reconnected, transforms into robot mode and lashes out at Joey Slick for daring to command him around like an automation. Joey, no longer fearing anything, dares Megatron to do his worst. This strikes a chord in Megatron, who's impressed with the human's fearlessness and decides to spare him, departing off into the countryside, leaving Joey to be arrested by the police. Note: Megatron has been missing in action since he was defeated by Ratchet in issue 8. The front page headline of the Motel's Clerk newspaper reads, "Robots leave plain plan," a reference to Decepticons' defeat and the liberation of Black Rock Aerospace Assembly Plant Number 1 in issue 12. Real-life references. As usual, the action is set around Portland, Oregon. Specifically, Joey lives in a real-life Southwest section, though it's drawn looking a lot more like a New York neighborhood. The kids on Joey's block mention they see Seattle Seahawks football team, a local favorite since Portland doesn't have its own NFL team. Joey mentions the NFL by name as well. The Cascade Motor Court Joey tries to get a room seems to be based on a real Cascade Motor Court motel Google tells us existed back in the 1950s, though it was in Bend, Oregon, a good 3 hours away versus 90 minutes out of Portland. This one is. Joey robs a 612 convenience store, a reference to 7-Eleven. Joey feels the kids are treating him like Al Capone. Next, Transformers Volume 1, Issue 14, Rock and Roll Out.